Josh and Joe Borchard here from our ACCDN studios. 7 ACC baseball teams earning spots in the 2012 NCAA Baseball Championship. We've already talked UNC and Florida State. Let's break down the others. We'll take you to the Raleigh Regional, where the 1 seed NC State will face off with number 4 seed Sacred Heart. Then there's also number 2 seed Vanderbilt. They'll face number 3 seed Wilmington. Now looking ahead, they'll face off with a Gainesville Regional winner. You've got the top overall seed Florida versus number 4 Bethune-Cookman, and also ACC champ Georgia Tech. They've got a 2 seed and they'll face off with number 3 College of Charleston. Talking NC State, how do you like their chances in this regional?
I think they're actually in pretty good shape. They got a pretty good draw here. They're a good team. They played well in Greensboro in the ACC championship. One thing to consider with them, they only had 3 extra base hits in the 2 losses that they had in Greensboro. They're really a team built on energy, offensive spark. I'd like to see them regain that a little bit for their regional here to make that deep run to Omaha that I think they're going to make.
Now, tough news for the Yellow Jackets, huh? Facing off with a new number 1 team in the nation, the Gators.
The Gators, best team in the nation, right? They're the number 1 ranked team in the country. Georgia Tech, probably the worst thing they could ever run into as the number 1 team in the country, and also time off. That's the most difficult thing they're going to be dealing with. They swung the bats extremely well in Greensboro, really catapulted them to that ACC championship. The worst thing that can happen to a team that's swinging the bat well, take time off. They have 5 days to sit around and think about it, and it's going to be a tough situation for them.
Now let's move on to the Charlottesville Regional, hosted by Virginia. You've got the 1 seed Virginia facing off with number 4 Army, and Oklahoma, the 2 seed, facing off with number 3 Appalachian State. The winner there will then face the winner of the Columbia Regional. 2-time defending champ South Carolina will face number 4 Manhattan. And Clemson, the 2 seed, they'll face off with number 3 Coastal Carolina. Pretty intense matchup here in Columbia. What do you see happening?
Well, I think there's not enough you can say about this regional. This is probably the toughest one in the country. Obviously, South Carolina, Clemson, they hate each other. Clemson, though, has to get past Coastal Carolina. And then if they do, you see that Saturday matchup that I think everybody's waiting for, South Carolina versus Clemson. They better get ready for you down in Columbia, being a Clemson grad, because I think you're going to go down there with your face painted ready to go.
I'm ready. I'm there. Now let's go back to that Charlottesville Regional. Pretty good draw for Virginia, huh?
Virginia looks to match up pretty well here. They're going to face a tough Oklahoma team at some point in this regional, but they've been playing well lately. They played actually pretty well in Greensboro. They really only had 3 bad innings of poor baseball that they played, but other than that, they look pretty good.
They did look pretty good. Now let's move on to the Coral Gables Regional. Here's a surprise. Miami, a 1 seed, getting to host. They'll face number 4 Stony Brook. Then you've got number 2 UCF facing Missouri State. Miami making their 40th straight trip to the tournament, have a pretty good home record. They're also hosting. What do you see happening here?
I really like Miami's chances being at home. I think a lot of people were surprised that Miami got to host a regional. Down in South Florida, they are a much different team than they play anywhere else. They're 25-10 at home this year. That really dramatically increases their chances in this regional. Miami has Peter O'Brien back, the heart and soul of this team, one of the best hitters in the conference. He should really help them score runs and play well at home like they always do.
A lot of postseason pressure also on Coach Morris. We'll see if they can produce. For game times, check out the ACC.com. Action starts on Friday.